Hello, hello. My name's Elliot, and what I'm going to take you through today is how in 2026 you can use this simple ad structure setup to run your own marketing and ads to get a whole load of new clients coming into your clinic. I'm going to walk you through the hook that will stop people in their tracks and build instant trust and get more leads at a cheaper cost. We're then going to go through the offer and how to record this in your clinic. So then you're going to deliver a clear, concise section on why people should come to you and how you can instantly help them out. And I'm going to show you different clinics using this and the results that they're getting to show you what is possible, that you don't need a marketing agency. You don't need any of the typical things that you may think you need to grow your clinic. Okay, so first of all, I just want to show you what you can do by actually implementing this whole system. So Tony, his physio, he got 88 new consults booked in his first month. Pretty cool. And he doubled his revenue from initial consults alone. So that doesn't include people coming in for care plans or following up with other treatments. So the thing which I see most of the time, which gets a lot of clinics confused, is that they believe they need all these different things in place, primarily because a few factors, which I completely understand, being that you're busy, maybe you're an associate building up your own clinic, maybe you've just built your clinic and you're still practicing, so it seems like doing the marketing or anything else is just going to take way too long. So therefore, most clinics think that they need a marketing agency because then they can just hand it off and almost like a set and forget that agency is going to be dealing with everything. But the thing which I found most of the time is most clinics dealing with an agency are fed up. They're fed up with the lack of results and or the lead quality and things like that. But they never tell the agency, or they think the agency should be doing more. And it's just always this mismatch in dialogue, essentially, between everyone. Then they believe that they need an expensive website built because that's where all traffic is going to be going to. And they think that they need to spend that money to be able to be a legit business, or they need fancy editing equipment or fancy cameras and stuff like that. They need to do discount consults or have massive amounts of time to actually do this. But that's not true. You definitely don't need to do that. Instead, there is a way simpler way, and that's what we're going to go through today. Because the real reason that clinics struggle is that most clinics aren't failing. They're just stabbing in the dark. They don't know what to fix. So if they start running their ads, they just guess. They put an ad up based upon a YouTube video they may have quickly watched, but they've no idea what does work. And then even if they're working with an agency, the agency may send them a bunch of different reports of all these different numbers, but they don't actually know what to make sense of those numbers and just look at the leads and also number of people who have actually come in for initial consultation and therefore their PVA as well from that. So then an agency, they may say to the agency, and the agency would just say, spend more money. But if the system's not working, it seems completely illogical to then go and spend more money. That just does not make sense at all. So do not do that. And then what happens is they just guess instead of actually diagnosing a bottleneck and fixing that one bottleneck at a time, which is essentially running a business, is just finding the bottlenecks and fixing it as you go. And there's no roadmap, no consistency, and no diagnosis and no plan. So you're guessing, stabbing in the dark, hoping something works. But instead, there is a much better way, and we're going to go through that. So when I see people running Facebook ads, we're going to focus on Facebook ads for this. They do a few things. So a couple of ones is things like this, where they're just going to use stock images, and these are actual ads which I have pulled off. They use stock images, and the copy doesn't help. They go on Canva and use a Canva template, and Canva templates have their place. But things like this is not ever actually going to be something which stops people in their track. Or one of my favorite ones is the way in which we should be speaking to people, and this is common marketing, is you should be talking to them in the way which they say to themselves at 2 a.m. when they wake up. But when have you ever had a client come in and they say that, you know what, I really just thought I needed to ride the wave of wellness with an exclusive summer chiropractic offer? Never. They probably wake up in 2 a.m. and go, man, baby's just woken up. My back is killing it. I don't know if I can sit there rocking her back to sleep. Talking from experience. So that's what we've got to do, is just speak to them in a simple way. The other one, my favorite, is where they just list everything out. So do you suffer with back pain, neck pain, joint pain, sciatica, headaches and migraines. But this is a common thing in healthcare, is how they run these ads, just shouting about all the different issues people struggle with, which just doesn't make sense. It is literally just shouting. But ultimately, all of these ads don't ever build trust. And that's what we need to do, especially in healthcare. People look for trust in you and your messaging and things like that. So there's only 3 things that we're going to focus on today to be able to help you build some ads in 2026 without needing a marketing agency. First, focus on one ad with one problem. Then we're going to do one offer to stand out and one simple follow-up system. That's it. Really simple. So essentially all we're going to install today is a simple patient pipeline, which is just a local hook to an offer with a call to action, follow-up process, and then booked consultations. That's it. This is how simple we're going to make your advertising Facebook ads today. And I just want to show you some of the results that you can get just by doing this. Rich, he's a chiropractor. He got 54 new patients booked in his first month running this. Sajanya, physio, she just copied and pasted the whole thing and filled a clinic in the first month. Viv, she got 18 new clients in the first 5 days. Just all focused on this one ad, one problem. And then a lot of people then say to me, but I can help loads of people. We see babies, we see elderly, we see athletes, we see a whole host of different people. We just create more ads talking to them. The whole reason why we do this as well is you never see an ad from Nike that says, we've got LeBron new sneakers, we've got Cristiano Ronaldo new boots. They just focus on one ad talking about the new LeBrons, something like that. And that's what we need to do, because the whole point is we are just trying to help people, help them feel understood. Because when patients feel that you understand them and their problem better than anyone else, you instantly separate yourself from every other clinic. Maybe you've had this as well, is that if you have an issue and whatever it is, and you go to the doctor and the doctor understands your issue better than you do yourself, then they're like, oh yeah, we see this all the time. You instantly feel relief and that weight comes off your shoulders. That's all we're trying to do. So if someone's been having back pain for the last 40 years or neck pain and they're not sleeping at night, it's making them grouchy, they feel worse as a husband, mother, whatever, and you can solve that, that's a huge thing. But we need to talk to them in a way we're just talking to one person. And this always makes me think of Tim Ferriss. When he wrote the 4-Hour Work Week, he wrote it as a broad thing, first of all. You can hear an interview with him on this. And he said it was horrible. And then he went back and rewrote it just to one friend. And that is the 4-Hour Work Week, which has made Tim Ferriss who he is. I thought I'd jump in real quick. If you're finding this helpful, then all you need to do is go into the description below, click the link to join our school. In our group, you'll land on this page where you can get started with a 7-day free trial. In there, once you're on the inside, then I will walk you through this whole process. You can see all of the other clinics and the results that we're getting for them in here. You can speak to them. You can see all of the videos that they're creating, all the ads that they're creating. But importantly, you can get the full step-by-step done for you, the scripts, everything just to use straight away. If you want to get started with a 7-day free trial, click the link below and I will help you out on the inside. So we're first going to focus on the hook, which is the thing which is going to stop people in their tracks. And this is super important. You've already seen the type of images that people use in clinics as well. But the whole point of the hook isn't just about attention, it's about trust. Because then if someone sees you, they want to know that this clinic understands me. That's what they want to think. And we want to stop them in their track as they are scrolling through social media and you're fighting against people's dog pictures or what they had for breakfast and everything like that. So the attention gets a view, it stops people scrolling, and the trust keeps them engaged to follow on to see your offer. But why most hooks fail when they do this, and I've seen this a lot in clinics, is because they don't build trust. It's very generic. It's filmed in generic clinic rooms. There's no clear problem, there's no enthusiasm, and nothing that actually grabs attention. So I've seen this all the time where they may be sat in their clinic office chair and they're trying to talk through about why they are the best Gonstead chiropractor, for example, or why they are the best physio in their town, or anything like that, or why their specific physical therapy methodology that they focus on. But it's not anything that's going to grab attention, that stops people scrolling in their tracks, because someone just sat in a chair. If you see that on social media, does it make you stop in the tracks? And that's the whole thing. If it doesn't feel relatable, it doesn't feel trustworthy. That's what we're going to build. And then people always say that our attention span has decreased over time, which I actually disagree with, even though you can see it from this study. The reason for that is you can speak with whoever, your friends, and they can say about a Netflix documentary or series they're binge watching at the moment. And when people watch it, they can watch 2 or 3 episodes in one night, hour long, fully focused, sat watching TV. So therefore, our attention span has not decreased. It's that we're just having many more things fighting for our attention, which is why we only have 3 to 10 seconds to capture people's attention, and we've got to produce something that is going to stand out against everyone else. Otherwise, people will just say, "Oh, people's attention spans decrease." It's not. You're just not grabbing people's attention and pulling them in. This is all we need to do. And the psychology behind that is we look at 3 parts. So the pattern interrupt is that the brain, as someone's scrolling on social media, the brain notices sudden changes, being an image which looks very different to everything else. And it breaks the scroll. And that's what we want to do. It may be a call out. It may be a contrarian view, a breaking belief, things like that as well. And then the hook, the first 3 seconds to capture people's attention as they're scrolling people, is huge because it creates this curiosity gap that people want to understand what is happening next. And this is then what we measure when we're running your ads as well. And then our brains crave the completion. If they see something which is maybe a breaking belief, contrarian view, or the first 3 seconds is something which they want to understand what's happening, they want to know the next steps, which is why they will watch on, because they don't want to miss out. That's the whole point of it. Therefore, what does a good hook do? It immediately stops people in their track and gets them to think, this is for me. That's it, in its simplicity. So it's get them to stop, build trust, and then we go on to the information of the offer or anything about you and your clinic after that. And that's what we're going to do. The way in which we're going to do that is we're going to do this in a highly recognizable local location. So we stack different hooks. Hook stacking is just one layer on top, being many different things to pull people in. You can use props and stuff like that. The way in which we do this, first of all, is you can do this in a local, highly recognizable location, landmark, things like that. So when people are scrolling, they will see it on social media. They're like, hey, I recognize that place. That's it. That then differentiates you from every other clinic where they are sat in their clinic on the chair or doing anything like that. And then we talk about the problem. So whether it's back pain, neck pain, whatever it is, one symptom, one ad, one problem, that's it. And explain about how it may be affecting them throughout their daily lives. Because then they feel that you truly get them. You can explain about what issues they may be dealing with as a result of this. And that's it. That's how you're going to hook people in. The reason why this works so well is that local location stops people in the scroll. They're like, oh, I know that place. That's what we want to do. So the recognition builds trust and the trust gets the attention. That's it. And then we build more upon that trust by, like I said, talking about the issue and how it may be able to help them. Which then, we've got the first part. So we record that first part in a highly recognizable local location. We then go to the offer and the call to action. This is then where we're actually going to come after the hook. And this is where we're going to present about you, your clinic, and how you may be able to help. The purpose of the offer. Your offer section should demonstrate your expertise, explain how you can find the root cause, and that's a crucial thing of this. Make the next step feel simple and give people the confidence in saying yes. That's it. Really simple. We don't need to go into your degrees or where you went to college or anything like that. You probably know this better than I do. Maybe you're at a party, at the gym or anything like that, and you speak to someone and they say, I've had this back pain. I just want to know what's going on, what I can do. Let's just give them that. We don't need to talk about your consultation and the in-depth neurological and orthopedic testing because most people have no idea what that is. Just keep it really, really simple. Get into the root cause. That's what people are buying into. So what patients actually want is clarity, certainty, and confidence that you and your clinic can help get to the root cause and understand what can be done to help them find relief. That's it. The way in which we should give them confidence is by almost making this feel like, yeah, this is just something we see every day. If someone calls up and you speak to them and they're like, yeah, I've been dealing with, I think I've got sciatica, like, what's that? Never heard of it. Whereas if you're like, oh, yeah, we see sciatica people all the time. Like, let's just get you in. Like, it's just if it seems so blasé, like it's just something you deal with every day, that will give them confidence in you and that you can actually help them get what they want, which is understanding what the cause is and how to find relief. Simple. So when you're recording this, we're going to follow a simple script structure. So you're going to say what you'll do, why it matters, what they'll learn, and how it helps them move forward. That's it. Really simple. The way in which you're going to film this, it should be 20 to 40 seconds. Show your enthusiasm, make it clear, no waffle. Most of all, smile. The whole point is to build trust. It's not a lecture. And do this in your clinic. So it's clear, calm. There's no distractions. You got good lighting and you're going to have good sound from it. And when I say smile, I see this from clinics all the time. It's clinic owners. They will send a video and they will say at the end, we're really looking forward to seeing you soon. And it's just deadpan. If you're actually looking forward to it, show some emotion. They're not coming in to see a robot. You may feel uncomfortable on camera, so do it a few times and just get used to it. That's it. They're not coming in to see a robot. They are coming in to see a person. We are hyper-local businesses. As a clinic, you are brick and mortar location. People come in to see you and not some AI bot or anything. So make it seem like they're actually coming in to see a person who gets them and is excited, is personable, who they're actually looking forward to coming into, not a deadpan thing. So smile, add some enthusiasm, show your personality. That's it. That's all we need to do. A really simple setup. So if you follow these steps, you get your hook, you record your offer, then you push that out, you will be able to get a whole load of more people coming into your clinic. And for right now, this setup is working better than any static images that you may be testing on social media, because we've generally found, especially recently, running static images, you may get a lot of leads at much cheaper, but much harder to convert. So run this ad and you'll be able to see what a difference. And if you want my help, you can get started with a 7-day free trial into our school community where we've got hundreds of clinic owners right now. And I'll walk you through the exact setup, give you the scripts, give you some feedback on what you're doing, and hopefully just be able to help you out. All you need to do, click the link in the description and I'll help you out on the inside.